Okay, so dear Dharma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. So keep your back straight and neck head straight in one line and your right palm on your left. So gently you can close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound. And gently, slowly follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, before we start our practice session, as usual, we'll take few minutes for ourselves to understand this regarding this meditation and how the meditation can help for us and from where this coming from and where I keep heading. So you should know this all very clearly. And even though you know certain things, day by day, you have to put it to different angle and look it from different windows, different avenues. So that way you become more brush up regarding your own practice, other than just practicing kind of like becoming a dogma or believing or just you follow something. So when it comes to the religion, actually the Buddha's teaching, the base with the meditation is nothing to do with the religion. These organized religions build up out of the human concept. And then out of that, the people live in the society and according to their interest, and they start to create. But when it comes to organized religions, it never can be a organic wisdom, because their organized religions build up through the time, culture, traditions, and it lose the essence of the origin. So when it comes to really that the Buddha's teaching, one of the major important thing we have to understand that as organized Buddhism, what we follow is maybe a little bit different than what the Buddha taught, because organized the Buddhism is different country to country, tradition to tradition, culture to culture. But when you go to the depth of that, the very organic essence of the Buddha's teaching is still the same. So then it is your responsibility. So even though that all this cultural, traditional, the way of the Buddhism you see in the society, and rather than tangle with it, you have to go beyond that. So when it comes to Buddha's teaching, nowadays as Buddhism, people look it from different angles. So one is kind of like when it comes to Buddhism, they think it's kind of like something to do with supernatural powers, especially with the meditation. the reading minds and the seeing the future, and it's kind of like, detached from this ordinary lifestyle. So they think Buddhism is kind of like a supernatural thing. Another thing is, deeply people look into the karma. When it comes to Buddhism, people believe that, oh, you believe karma, oh, you follow the karma. So kind of like sometimes people ask about that. Another thing is the rebirth. And when it comes to Buddha's teaching, most of people have the deeper interest regarding, oh, the Buddhism is always talk about the rebirth, and then we have previous life, and can you read about my past lives? So kind of like people have different understanding regarding the Buddhism. But when it comes to the very essence of the Buddha's teaching, the very organic of the teaching is understanding the suffering. That suffering is why you suffer, and why you make other people suffer. So this is the very core essence. If you find the solution for that, your all other things going to come to you. And sometimes we look into suffering, and then we follow kind of like a good behavior. And sometimes we kind of like look for, out of merits, look for good life. But when it comes to the very reason of the suffering, it is something very important you have to very clearly understand. So accumulating merits and maintaining a very good, very clear life, sometimes not enough for you to get out of the suffering. So why we suffer? So the major important reason is we see things in a wrong way. So what you see, if you understand it in a wrong way, out of that wrong understanding, the wrong interpretation going to come. And once you interpret it in a wrong way, you're going to get a different meaning. So then it becomes tangle. So what is the major hindrance that we can't see things clearly? That is our egocentric, self-centered mind. Your own mental view don't allow you to see things clearly. So when you understand something wrong way, it takes you to the illusion. So out of that illusion, your bodily, verbally, mentally actions going to create some wrong reactions. So that will take us to suffering. So then, to get out of that, the very key point, how you can come to the point to see things clearly. That is where the meditation helps. Because you have to understand the very behavior, very nature of the mind. Once you understand that, you are capable to get out of that illusion or the imagination. So that's why in the tranquility meditation, once your mind calm down, not mind become busy, not mind interfere with thoughts. When the mind calm down, listen this very carefully. When the mind calm down, you are capable to see things as it is. Not in the mind, in the kind of like a mind in busy mood. So in day-to-day life then, when we see things, when we perceive things, are we question ourselves? What I see, what I hear, what I smell, what I taste, what I feel, what I think, is it real or is it my byproduct or the imagination, or it is an illusion? The power of that question, to the ability to question yourself, itself create a change inside you. So if you are capable to be aware about the mechanism of mind, that is what called awareness, that through meditation, what we're going to bring. You know what is happening in your mind. And that is what we call the consciousness. So that consciousness is always there. But as I mentioned, you know, that like the religion came to world, now consciousness also people misunderstand in different ways, because they divide it to parts. And when we divide it to parts, we forget certain things. But when it comes to meditation, it is nothing to do with the subconscious mind. It's nothing to do with the unconscious mind. It's nothing to do with the superconscious mind. You connected to the consciousness. So the unconscious mind, superconsciousness, subconsciousness, this all together. And according to its performance, to understand by these ordinary people, sometimes they divide things. But what happened now, we hold it to certain divisions and we take the one part of that and we believe it as the whole. So the meditation allow you, this practice allow you to get out of that divisions. It happened to part, but the life also in a very conventional level. Look, that sometimes live a life, we get into work. To maintain a life, we need a salary. To maintain a life, we need the health. To maintain a life, we need the comfort. To have a comfort, you know, we need the sofa and we need TV, Netflix, so kind of like that. But finally, what happened now? We forget the life. And we take these divisions of life as the life. We miss the very essence of it. So it happened to us also, the deeper with our consciousness. So meditation will allow you to bring all together and experience it as one. So remember, this all what you experience is a part of your life. Don't detach from life and go with that one part. You have to void from the part and connect it to the life and take it as a part of life. That is what happened when you become conscious. That is what happened when you become aware. So that is a skill. You can develop it, you can cultivate it, but only by human mind can do this. That's why you have this opportunity. That's why you have to take this as an opportunity for you to develop your life and bring that change to yourself and develop that skill and get the benefit out of you. So then you can question day by day, that what you experience, look from where it comes. As that whatever you see or hear, smell, taste or feel or thoughts, when that experience come to you, it trigger your feelings and the emotions and the desires, and rather than go with it, start to take little gap and look into the depth of that experience and see from where it comes. So it should come out of something. It should come out of your imagination or illusion, or it should come out of the real experience. So in the very beginning, you have to have ability or the skill to connect it to that and recognize, even it is imagination. Just imagine, we went through this imagination, we went through this illusion, eons by eons through the samsaric journey, that as a habitual pattern, it come to us. So as the previous habitual pattern, it can happen to you today naturally. It's okay, because that is our life, that is normal. So then, but the thing is, rather than forcing it, rather than hold it, rather than resist it, when it happens, can you recognize it is your imagination? That is the key point, because then you don't interfere with it. You just recognize it. Voiding, and rather than go with it, rather than holding it, you void from that moment of experience and you see yourself, what is happening in your mind. So that power of consciousness 24/7, it's available. Even for a newly born child, it is there. That's why that if newly born children, even in the mother's womb, whatever the mother go through, when the child inside the mother's womb, whatever the child go through, the mother go through any difficulties or any experience, it effect for the child. And when the child born, so what will happen, that the child behavior can change according to the mother's experience. So what does that mean? So that's mean, that your consciousness deeply active once you come to the mother's womb until you die. This is the thing, it's not going to be the same. It's not going to be the permanent, concrete, unchangeable consciousness. It changes, but it is there. So then when you experience something, rather than go with your thoughts, look into yourself and be conscious, be aware, and be very clear with, is it your experience or it is your imagination? So when you have ability to come to that point, one of the skill that you recognize, you don't run away from situations. You accept it and you experience it. So when you don't run away from the situations, that your anxiety, depression, anymore, not a kind of, bad chemical for you. Because otherwise that the fear, that the, out of the anxiety and the depression, it triggers the fear inside you. That the fear bring the unnecessary chemicals. It's build up unnecessary chemicals in you. Your thoughts become chemicals. It can be positive or negative, good or bad, healthy or unhealthy. So it all come out of the way you see regarding the life. So if you deeply have the fear, or if you always try to escape from situations, if you always deeper in your mind, if you have the rejection, resistance regarding the life experience, so whatever the healthy lifestyle you try to maintain on the surface level doesn't work for you, because inside it's all collapse. It's inside become unhealthy. Somehow one day it's going to come out. So then remember yourself. Don't hold into this pressure. Don't hold it to this fear. Because by the time it becomes lactic acid, stagnate inside you. So your body is a kind of like a storage for your thoughts, chemicals. So then by the time you're going to experience difficulties. So, but when you have this ability with the awareness, you don't run away from situations and you accept things. You don't reject situations. You're ready to experience it. In that way, you come to a different level to see the life. The very golden rule of life is, remember this, that whatever you experience in your life, you experience it to the first time in your life and to the last time in your life. You will never going to experience any moment, whatever in your life, you're not going to experience it again. It take time to, digest for you. Take some time and try to understand it deeply. This is the first time you experience this, and this is the last time you experience this. One single moment, if you are capable to grab it and try to expand the duration with that wisdom and apply it to your life moment by moment, moment by moment. And that is where you go into deeper into your life and recognize these thoughts, not your life. The life is far away from your thoughts. So it takes some time for you. And not only that, you have to go through some experience. There is a way that you go your journey. And sometimes by saying things, we can't teach you. Because that what you see, what you understand, may be stronger than what you hear. But that's why we have to come to a point to give a little chance for yourself to experience the life. So that's why we need the practice. So when it comes to practice, look into yourself and see what you experience. So in the meditation, we cut off from the imagination, we cut off from the illusion, and we come to the reality of what is happening right now, right here. We tune to the deeper level of your own experience, not others' dogmas, not others' teachings. So when I say observe your inhalation, exhalation, you're not going to observe your inhalation, exhalation because I told you. It not happen because of I told you. It's not going to be there because of I am here. No, your inhalation, exhalation happen in front of your nose, right now, right here. And once you tune to that, you disconnect from all the other teachings or the dogmas or the followings and these traditional cultural methods of life. So the life itself exists there, and your consciousness, very organic consciousness is there. So when you tune to that moment of experience, you completely become free from all the teachings. And you become free from all the disciplines. You know, when it comes to the deeper nature of life, you need disciplines. Discipline needs because we are so unnatural. For the natural things, it doesn't need any kind of rules, regulations, or any kind of teachings. So for us, why we need teachings, why we need discipline, because we are so unnatural. We are far away from our real life. Why it happened? Why we experience life that way? Because what we saw in the past, we didn't see it very clearly. And then what happened? We didn't see it very clearly, and out of that, we caught up in our imagination and we hold it to our imagination, believing I saw it. You didn't see it. You caught up the illusion, believing I heard it. You never heard that. If you really heard it, it's totally different. So then we come to point now to correct this. You have to correct the method that you experience your own life. And then everything going to be okay. So that's why look into yourself and just be simply connect with the reality. So in the beginning, we go with the inhalation, exhalation. And while you're observing inhalation, exhalation, in the beginning, see it separately. When you see it separately in the middle, you will see a gap. Don't jump into that gap. Take the rest in that gap. Because that will give a very beautiful life lesson. What is that life lesson? When you see things, when you hear, so now you observe, see that how you master your life with the meditation. So because those are the things you need to know before you practice. So when you observe inhalation, exhalation, that is your practice. You see things separately, inhalation, exhalation. And the middle gap. So it will take you into deeper, and your life going to become more calm, relaxed, comfortable to observe things rather than react. So once it becomes a skill, once it absorbed, once you nourish from that practice, what will happen when you see, hear, smell, taste things, feel things, when the thoughts come to you, you don't jump to actions. See, this skill now start to come through your life. You don't jump to actions. You take a gap. That's going to become a golden moment for your life. Little gap. It's not happen unconsciously. You take it with the very conscious mind. So that is where you become mindful regarding for the next moment. Because that gap you create within your conscious decision start to open your awareness for the next moment. You're not going to make it right or wrong or kind of like that. You're not going to correct the action. It will come. You don't know about that. You can't make the action exactly the way you want. It's not going to happen. It will never happen for anything. Don't challenge for the action. No, look into your awareness and sharp it. And what will happen when the awareness becomes sharper as a result of that, your action going to become more clear and it's going to become more and more and more perfect. But now what happened, the very mistake we does, we so into action and we try to make it more perfect with unconscious mind. It doesn't work. So let the action to come, but be very clear with the consciousness. And then you will see, and according to each and every situation, you will make things happen. So that is the power of mind, and that is where you're going to experience very clear life. So meditation is a kind of like a method that you can kill 3 birds with 1 stone. So as I mentioned, that meditation will lead you to see things clearly. When you see things clearly, it will take you out of the suffering, and it will going to bring a very unharmed, comfortable life to yourself and to others. And it's going to bring the deeper and the highest satisfaction. So when it comes to meditation, 2 parts, you have to develop it in 2 ways in the beginning. So one is tranquility meditation. So in the beginning, you have to tranquilize the mind, calm down it and bring it to one place and develop undisturbed mind. For that, we take our inhalation, exhalation as observing the sensation of inhalation, exhalation as the primary technique. And when it comes to that, in the beginning, you separately recognize it. And when you become more sharp, you go into each and every inhalation, exhalation to know the beginning, the middle, and end. See entire continuation of the inhalation, exhalation. And when you observe that way, you can see more details, just not the inhalation or exhalation. Some inhalation, exhalation will be calm, heavy, soft, warm. Moment by moment, each and every inhalation and exhalation change, different. So it will bring the golden rule to your life. Whatever, even from the beginning of inhalation or exhalation to entire your life, moment by moment, that is the first time you experience it, and that is the last time you experience it. Once you come to that point, you don't have a struggle regarding to make things happen. You need to bring the deeper surrender to the moment, and you accept it and experience it to the highest. So in that level, it brings some kind of comfort to yourself rather than running and looking. Now you settle down yourself. And once you have it, and then the very next level, what will happen? You are capable to see how the mind connect with the inhalation, exhalation, because calming down the mind, calming down the body, this inhalation, exhalation happen. Calming down the mind, calming down the body, this process move forward. And then by the time you are capable to see when the inhalation, exhalation arise related to that, the mind connected, and the thoughts keep arising, disappearing, arising, disappearing. That is where you can see the mechanism of the mind. And once you see that, anymore, you are not wonder regarding thoughts, because you know thoughts arise and thoughts disappear. And that will brings the ability for you to calm down and wait. And that will help you to become more matured with the life, rather than becoming so crazy. So, and then by the time what will happen, that this moment by moment, whatever you experience is not belong to you, and it not belong to something else or somebody else. This all governed according to the cause and effect in that very moment. And once you recognize that, you will get out of this all the desires that hold it to this self-centered mind, believing I should get this, I should get this. That we keep running looking for satisfaction. So now you withdraw from that. It brings the deeper satisfaction to you. And then it will take you out of the laziness, the fear, anxiety, depression. And it will take you out of the fight or the flight mood. So now you get into the calmer, deeper comfort zone. So from there, you go to the vipassana level. Now your mind now you got the power, the strength of your mind, which you lose with your imagination. Now your mind come to the direct perception. Now you can see. Now you can experience something to the highest very clearly, without imagination, without illusion. So in that very level, you enter into the vipassana level, and in that level, you are not bound to any rules or the regulations or the culture or the tradition or the teachings or the dogmas or the techniques. Your mind becomes completely free. That is the very beauty and the nature of your mind. It is there, but we don't have access to that. So now you gain it. You have it. And that is where you experience the total freedom. You're not bound to any disciplines, or you're not bound to any rules or the regulations. You free itself. You become like the star in this sky, or the cloud, like, in this sky. For any direction, it is available. You become like a tree, and any direction you are capable to move and grow as far as you can. You become the wind, and you are capable to go into any direction. It's not only, oh, I go only for the north. No, it's not like that. So in that vipassana level, when you have that freedom to recognize things, for the highest level, you are capable to experience your moment of life without having any bias, without depending any kind of dualistic mind. So once you have it, you gain the total freedom, which is irreversible. And no one can interfere with that. No one can disturb it. No one can take it away from you. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit now. So your right palm on your left, and neck get straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. So bring attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself and say Swapatveva, or may I be well and happy, 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment. This is the last moment we are spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalations and exhalations. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. And when it happens through the sensation, recognize it, do nothing extra. Bring attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also as far as you can through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside. To your left side. And to your right side. Downward. And upward. To all 6 directions at once. Like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest, wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. And also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata cha ammihi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya imaya dhammanu dhamma patipattiya buddhang pujemi dhammang pujemi sanghang pujemi Addaya imaya patipattiya jati jara vyadi maranam ha paribunjissami idam me punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.